and people aren't going to speak English. You're going to be served something that you might not want. I accidentally got my parents served pig nipples in Osaka once, and it's still a mammary glands. My dad still, they got a photo of this menu, and they were like, pig nipples, and I don't know. I think I'd only been in Japan, I can't remember, but I didn't speak Japanese that well. I'd confused omakase with like choose your own. I can't remember exactly the details. So I thought I was choosing 5, like yakitori no yakitori, and the chef was choosing for me in addition to what I ordered. And so we got into a little bit of a debate with this place because my parents were like, we don't want to eat this. And the woman was like, they're not eating this. I have to throw this in the bin. She threw a massive tantrum about it. And it was like, oh, but yeah, I think, to try and eat things, even if it's not exactly what you wanted or what you ordered, just we're all humans.
Is there any specific food etiquette that people should be aware of? Maybe there are some things that are commonly known, like don't stick your chopsticks into the rice, but are there things from your experience that you notice maybe foreign tourists have a tendency to quickly forget or to not be aware of that could cause these kind of frictions with maybe a izakaya owner or something?
So there's 2 things that come to mind. Firstly is trying to explain ramen culture to people, because ramen now in the US or the UK, you go, you have some drinks, you have some starters, you eat your $20, $30 bowl of ramen, and then maybe you have desserts, and it's this whole meal and it's sociable. And I noticed this, I went, it was like 5 years ago to one of the ramen places that got Michelin star, and they had big signs up in English saying you eat your ramen and you leave. Like you're supposed to eat ramen technically within about 10 minutes, so the noodles don't get soggy, but also because they make their money on turning the covers. It's not a $30 bowl of ramen, it's a $6 bowl of ramen.
So you need to sell a lot of them.
And so that's how people make their money. So sort of understanding that this is, if you want to go for ramen, it's not a place where you're going to sit and have a 2-hour meal. And I think a lot of people don't really realize that. But just from also sort of guiding people around, and I don't guide large groups particularly, rarely, being awareness of personal space. And I feel like I took a long time to sort of be aware of where I was standing. And you can probably see now I'm waving my hands. I gesture a lot. Sort of just, I would say like noise levels and personal space, just being sort of a little bit aware of that. I often find myself in a situation where I feel my companion is being a little bit loud, and I'm a really loud person. So I make this mistake all the time, or I feel like I'm probably being just a little bit too vocal. Yeah.
It's difficult, right? Because you may have your habits. So we had the example of Spain earlier. It's quite common in Spain to be quite loud when talking with friends, to have and that's how you express your emotions. But in Japan, this is kind of quickly frowned upon. If you are at an izakaya, suddenly raising your voice too loud, although izakayas can get pretty loud too on occasions.
Yeah, it's reading the atmosphere, right? Like if you're in Tenma on a Friday night here, everybody is loud, and it's a great atmosphere. So just if you realize that you can't hear anybody else really talking where you can catch their words, but you're making the most amount of noise, I mean, it's just cultural sensitivity, sort of looking around and seeing what other people are doing. But the same applies sort of anywhere in the world. It's just in each area, it's a little bit different.